Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your June 2021 bonus reading. This is actually a timeless reading, and I'm just putting it out there that you're going to find it whenever you need it. We are going to look at everything about your current path that you're on right now. First, we're going to see, are you on the right path right now, Aries? And I would say yes, damn, Aries, Nine of Pentacles, that's a good card. So the secret is, I think we're always on the right path, so definitely keep that in mind. But let's see. We're just going to get as much detail as we can about your current path and maybe the direction that you're going in. So Aries, make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what is going on for you at this time, Aries. But Aries, this looks pretty good. Pretty much every single person has had some card of kind of like pushing it a little bit harder here. And I don't mean like as in working extra hard. I mean as in kind of like going to places you've never been before, doing like kind of taking that type of risk where you just kind of go to the edge. You have the come to the edge card. It literally just says push yourself in any area where you want to see growth or abundance or whatever you want to create. It's kind of like saying, push yourself a little bit to the edge and then a little bit further than you normally, where, you know, push yourself to the point where you would normally quit and then exceed your own expectations, basically. You have the porcupine. It says time for a beginner mind here on this card. I always tell people, you know, this card always reminds me, you know, that pretty much, you know, the stuff we forget and on our path or with whatever we're doing, it's always like the beginner stuff. It's funny because I used to know a guy who used to go to these conferences about business, and he would always go to the beginner classes. Like if he went to a conference that had classes on like marketing or whatever, he would always go to the beginner classes. And people would always say, "You're not a beginner. Why are you here?" Because he was a very successful person. And that's why he was very successful, because he said, you know, he didn't forget the hard stuff. It wasn't the hard stuff that he would forget. It was always the easy stuff. It was always the beginner stuff that he was forgetting. And that's kind of like popping into my head for you here, Aries. I would say in any area of your life, remember the beginning. Remember all the easy stuff, because that's the stuff we probably forget and we don't remember to do. And that's kind of like what I'm getting here with this card. Even in tarot, right? I always am flipping through tarot books all the time when I'm not doing readings. I'm always like studying and learning and always going back over things, because there's things I forget, right? There's things I don't remember. I like to keep it fresh in my mind. So, you know, definitely would be a good practice for you at this time. You have the moon, the judgment card, and the King of Cups here. Again, pretty much everybody has had this as well. I feel, you know, basically what I feel here, Aries, is that, did I say Libra? I hope not, but Aries, basically what I feel here is, and I said this in the Libra reading, is that I feel like everybody is like going this way, but it's like you need to be going this direction, right? It's like you need to go the opposite of what everybody else in your life is doing. And I feel like that's what you need to realize. So it's like, imagine, it's almost like you're on a path here with the moon in your life where it's kind of like, I do feel like it feels a little bit lonely is what I would say to you, because it's like you're doing something probably that other people have done, but maybe not anyone that you know. It's almost like there's no comparing here with the moon energy is what I'm getting. So it's like you're feeling pulled with the judgment card here to do something, but it's like you have nothing to compare it to. You have nothing to say, like, there's no, it's almost like there's no markers, you know, that's what's like popping up in my head, is that there's no, like normally maybe if you're going in the right direction, it's like the universe throws you some breadcrumbs, right? The universe throws you some clues and says like, hey, you're going in the right direction, or hey, this is what you should be doing. So it's always like we kind of can reach some certain milestones, right? But I kind of get that you're maybe on your current path, even though you're going in the right direction. It's more like the universe is trying to teach you faith, you know, right? Is like I feel like the universe is trying to teach you to have faith that you're moving in the right direction here, Aries. So weird, but let's see where this is going. You have the Three of Swords here. I feel like people are trying to tug on your emotions is what I feel here, Aries, and I would be very careful of that. I feel like I've said this to you recently as well, but I feel people are, it's almost like people are trying to kind of emotionally manipulate you here. Devil coming up right here in the next row. So I would be very careful of people kind of using emotions to kind of control you. You know, and again, you know, as I always say, this is not Days of Our Lives tarot. This doesn't have to be this big, huge deal, you know, right? It's like sometimes people in our lives just don't, you know, are afraid they're going to lose us, like our parents or siblings or people. It's like their intentions. I'm not saying that the intentions of people are bad, and I think you need to realize that, but It's like I think people could be kind of using some emotional manipulation. You have the Queen of Wands here and the Seven of Wands. Something is just too attractive for you here. And again, these readings are not, by the way, I'm not referring to love here. These readings are not love readings. Love could be included on your path, of course, but we're taking like a bigger picture look at your current path. And what I would say here is that the Queen of Wands kind of says, as a card of seduction, it's like something pulling you in. And she has this black cat on the card here as well. And the black cat kind of represents like kind of like signs, symbols, and omens that could be catching your attention, kind of represent certain things that could be kind of like getting your attention as well. So I do feel that for some of you, it's almost like there's a path or a part of your path that you just can't ignore. The King of Cups, again, emotions. I am getting here that you need to be careful of other people's emotions, but also your emotions. And you have the Seven of Wands, kind of drawing a line in the sand. I feel like I said this to you in one of your recent readings as well. It could have been the June reading, June 2021. Again, this is a timeless reading. It doesn't matter when you're watching it. But I do feel that for some of you, you need to kind of put boundaries up in the sense that you need to protect your emotions and make sure people aren't using emotions against you either in this row. Next, you have the Come to the Edge card here. So like I said, I feel it's very important for you to push yourself just a little bit and then a little bit further. So I would like push yourself with this Come to the Edge energy. I feel like you need to kind of push it with the Come to the Edge card, I like further than you've ever been before. So, don't be afraid to push yourself here with this energy, Aries. And I would make sure to, again, go a little bit further. It's kind of like everything you want is on the other side. I've been saying this all year. Everything you want is on the other side of something you've never done before. For you, Aries, I feel everything you want is kind of like past a certain point. If it's financial, it's like maybe you always make $50,000 a year. Maybe there's a job that's going to pay you 60. Literally, like what I feel for people, and especially you, Aries, is that it's like if you get that job for 60 and if you maintain it, you're going to be making a lot more than 60 in the future, because it's almost like saying that pushing yourself past that mental barrier is where all the success is. What I will tell you is even the Devil card, you have the Devil, the Temperance card, and the Six of Swords here. The Devil, he has these bat wings, and the bat wings can represent a membrane. They can represent this thing that's over your head, right? And it's like if you could just bust through it, if you could just pop through that membrane, then you would kind of like reach a new level. And a lot of people in these path readings have been getting this energy of kind of reaching a new level or kind of, attaining new heights, right? And you have the Temperance card. This is going to require work. You're going to have to put the work in, I feel, to accomplish this. Temperance is turning water into wine. It is a card of alchemy. It is a card of like taking your current situation and making it better. But I feel like your guides are kind of guiding you. The person in the back of the Six of Swords represents a guide or a mentor, someone who is guiding you towards success, someone who wants to see you doing better. So I feel like that's what's going on here. It's like you're being guided towards success here, Aries. You have the Queen of Pentacles. You're like Capricorn energy, I do feel, and it is popping to my head for some of you. I feel like you're dealing with a Capricorn person. I feel like this person is kind of guiding you in a way. So, and this does not have to be love. This could be any person in your life. Could be a friend, a mentor, a sister, an aunt, uncle, whatever, a person down the street, doesn't matter. So I feel there's someone who's guiding you. This is like Capricorn energy. You have the Knight of Swords here. I would say don't rush anything that you're doing. I feel like taking your time is going to be much better with that Temperance energy. And you have the Page of Pentacles as well. Page of Pentacles is good news, I feel, but the Page of Pentacles is also a card of learning. So I do feel you're learning from either a Capricorn or someone who is very kind of Capricorn-like. For a lot of you, I feel like you're learning. It's like you're seeing something that, remember what I was kind of saying over here? It's almost like this seduction energy where it's like you're seeing something you can't ignore. Something is too attractive. I get this I get this energy of something kind of growing on you here, Aries, and I'm gonna describe this to you, okay? It's like, I don't know if you've ever, known someone where it's like you don't like them, right? You're like, I hate this person right away. And then it's like slowly but surely they kind of like creep into your life and then you end up falling in love with the person. I'm not talking about in love. I'm just saying like you end up liking the person, right? And it could be in love, but I'm just saying as a person. So I get that energy here where it's like there's something where you kind of like hate that person or you hate something. And then you slowly start saying like, wait a minute. If they could do that, I can do that. It's almost like this right here is popping into my head as an example. So it's like maybe you're trying to escape your job, and maybe the jerk from 10 cubicles down from you has escaped the job, and maybe they've gone and started their own business. It's like you kind of hate them, and hate is a strong word, I realize that, but it's like you kind of have that envious feeling, right, is what I'm getting here. But then at the same time, I feel like you're like, wait a minute, if they can do it, I can do it. And so, I get that energy for you here, which has come up quite a bit in these path readings, that a very similar message to that. So it might just be the energy, but it's almost like somebody is showing you that something is possible. And because of that, I feel like you start to like that person, number one, but it's like you're using them as an example, if that makes sense. So I definitely like that as well. And I do get this energy of like not being able to ignore something. I'm having a hard time verbalizing the message I'm getting here, Aries, if you can't tell, because it's a weird message, but I just feel for some of you, it's almost like I feel like you have had these beliefs, and these beliefs maybe are from your family, right? Or from people in your life, and that like something is not possible, like starting a business is not possible, or, having good health is not possible. It's going to be anything. It could be anything, because this is just a path reading. But it's like, again, I feel like you see someone, or you're seeing an example here of something that you thought was not possible, and it's like making it possible for you. So it's kind of like, you're like, wait a minute, I have to do this now. That's the energy I get. I hope that makes sense. Next, you have the Nine of Cups here. Definitely like a wish or wish fulfillment coming in for you here, Aries. You have the Queen of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and the Page of Wands. A lot of people getting the Page of Wands as well in these readings. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity for adventure, or there's like going to be a lot of opportunities for you to go on adventures, experience new things. So don't be afraid to do that. I also feel like because you're accomplishing one thing, it's like a million other things immediately become possible with the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups to me represents a lot of things. It can represent illusions, fantasies, imagination, being spoiled for choice. But sometimes and what I'm feeling for you now is, look, you have the Queen of Cups. She is looking at that one cup, and it looks like a trophy, right? And then you have the Seven of Cups. And so this, to me, looks like one of those things where it's like one thing leads to another. It's almost like you're creating a positive snowball. It's like maybe you're trying to improve your health, and maybe that's part of your path. And maybe you're running a 5K all of a sudden, and you never thought that was possible. It's like because you have done it, it's like immediately your world is expanding, because the one thing you thought wasn't possible is possible. So now it's like a million other things become possible, if that is what I'm getting off this Seven of Cups. So it's almost like because you're accomplishing one thing, a million other things, a million other doors are opening up for you here, Aries. And that is extremely powerful. Same thing financially as well. It's like maybe you never thought you were going to be able to buy a house. That's popping into my head. And maybe now you buy a house and you're like, wait a minute, I just bought a house. It's like, what else can I do? So I feel like you need to realize how even just like the tiniest little accomplishments here are making other things more possible for you mentally. And that's all that matters, right? And because of that, it's like you're going to be accomplishing a lot more is what I'd say here, Aries. So let's see where this is going for you, Aries. You have the Magician, positive new beginning coming in for you. Make sure to use your powers of manifestation to manifest what you desire. You have the Ace of Swords. Like I said, like one victory leads to another here. And so I feel like there are victories coming in for you because you've accomplished something. And it's just that simple. And you have the Eight of Pentacles. Like I said, you're going to be wanting to put in the work. I would focus on one thing at a time, with that Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles, like, I do feel for a lot of you, not necessarily all of you, but for a lot of you, I feel that it's kind of like one of those things where there's like one big thing that you want to do. Like maybe you want to move away from where you live. Maybe you want a career. Maybe you're hoping to go back to school. Maybe you're hoping to start a business. Doesn't matter what you're doing. There's like one big thing. I would do it, whatever it is, and focus on it with the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles guaranteed success. It is material success on the horizon, but it literally just says if you put in the work, you will be extremely successful. So put in the work into whatever you're working on. Just take those steps that will make you successful. And that'll be good. But again, I do feel like this is saying like one thing at a time. And, with the Seven of Cups, it's easy to get distracted. But I feel as long as you maintain one thing at a time, you'll be very successful. So this is a good reading, Aries. I love this. So thank you for being here, Aries. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. Also, feel free to like and subscribe. Really appreciate the support. But thank you, Aries, and definitely enjoy your month.